On the night of September 1st, 2025, eastern Afghanistan's quiet was shattered by a magnitude 6.0 earthquake, its epicenter just east of Jalalabad. The shallow quake, only 8 kilometers deep, unleashed devastating force, toppling homes and waking millions across Afghanistan and Pakistan. In Kunar and Nangarhar, the destruction was apocalyptic. Families buried as their houses collapsed in seconds. Survivors stumbled into darkness, surrounded by the cries of the injured and the silence of those lost. Streets vanished beneath mounds of debris. Entire neighborhoods were reduced to rubble. The death toll soared, with hundreds confirmed dead and thousands injured, though everyone knew the real numbers were far higher. In Nurgal district, whole villages disappeared, their mud and timber homes no match for the earth's fury. These communities, already struggling, faced total ruin overnight. The earthquake's violence left a landscape of loss and despair, its scars destined to last for years. The night that began in peaceful sleep ended in devastation, forever altering the lives of thousands. Afghanistan awoke to a new reality, one defined by tragedy and the daunting task of survival. Dawn revealed the true scale of destruction. Villages that once clung to the hillsides were now indistinguishable from the earth. Survivors wandered in shock, digging through ruins with bare hands, searching for loved ones. Entire families were lost, homes crumbled like sandcastles, and the land itself became the enemy. Landslides triggered by the quake severed the only roads, isolating communities and making rescue nearly impossible. Aid could not reach those most in need. Desperation grew as hours passed. Among the victims were families recently deported from Pakistan, their fragile new beginnings wiped away in an instant. The earthquake struck hardest at those with the least, turning hardship into a fight for survival. The disaster's impact was total, physical, emotional, and social. In these mountains, loss and isolation became the new reality. For many, hope was buried beneath the rubble. In the aftermath, survivors became rescuers, digging through debris with whatever tools they could find. Every minute counted, but the scale of destruction was overwhelming. Many trapped voices faded before help could arrive. Blocked roads and landslides forced rescue teams to travel on foot or by helicopter, reaching only a fraction of those in need. Helicopters airlifted the critically injured, but supplies were scarce and time was running out. Aftershocks threatened both survivors and rescuers, adding to the terror. The Taliban government appealed for international aid, recognizing the disaster was beyond their capacity. Afghanistan's location on major fault lines, combined with fragile construction, makes such tragedies all too common. Each earthquake is a painful reminder of the country's vulnerability. The need for better infrastructure and preparedness has never been clearer. In these mountains, heroism and helplessness walk hand in hand. Hospitals in Kunar and Nangarhar were overwhelmed, corridors filled with the wounded, resources stretched to the limit. Doctors worked around the clock, forced to make impossible choices as supplies dwindled. The most urgent needs were basic medicines, surgical supplies, and shelter for the injured. International aid was slow to arrive, leaving local health systems on the brink of collapse. Women and girls faced unique challenges. Cultural norms often prevented them from receiving timely care. Aid organizations stressed the need for female medical staff to reach all victims. The trauma was compounded by the loss of privacy and protection, especially for women who lost male relatives. Providing safe spaces and culturally sensitive care is essential for recovery. The health and dignity of half the population depend on it. In the chaos, every act of care became a lifeline. Amidst devastation, the world responded. UN emergency funds, tents from India, and aid from the UK and others began to arrive. Relief teams provided food, water, and shelter, racing to prevent a second crisis of hunger and disease. The Afghan national cricket team pledged their match fees, a symbol of national solidarity. The spirit of resilience shone through neighbors helping neighbors and global compassion crossing borders. The road to recovery will be long, demanding sustained commitment. Yet hope persists. In every rescue, every delivery of aid, every act of kindness. Afghanistan's wounds are deep, but healing is possible. Even in the darkest times, humanity endures. From the rubble, hope rises.